What's good? It's your boy Phoney. All right, I'm going to do a video today that I haven't done in a while, but I just had some fun because a subscriber sent me some information about Anthony Joshua and trying to figure out how much Anthony Joshua made by looking at pay-per-view numbers and extrapolating from the pay-per-view numbers, and trying to divide up how much, he could make off of a certain number of pay-per-views and buys. But when I read the numbers, something really stood out to me. And that is that either this guy's lying or these guys are lying. And I believe this guy. I'm going to get into the specifics of it in a second. But first, I want to thank you to the subscribers that are tuning in again. Also, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon and get all notifications so that you can be notified when we drop videos. And also, when we do live streams are a lot of fun. And I definitely invite you to engage with me on them. And thank you to everybody that supports the channel in Venmo and the super chats, and also to the people that watch the videos and watch the ads. I know I put ads in my video, but this channel that's how content providers generate revenue, and we do this channel for a cause. So it's just much appreciated for you guys that tune in. Now, I wasn't going to originally do this video because seriously, man, it's like telling you that there's a lot of propaganda and nonsense going on, just phony garbage going on with Anthony Joshua is just, seriously, I'm preaching to the choir already. But there was a video that came out today from a channel that I respect, won't mention the name, but, a lot of people that are familiar with the circumstances of the last few days would be familiar with it. And so there is some beef going on about whether or not Errol Spence Jr. is being inflated by a phantom fan base. And as a result of this phantom fan base, a lot of things that are not true about him are being spread in an attempt to mislead people into believing that he's more than he is. And when I heard this breakdown, I thought to myself that no, I don't believe that to be the case. I've paid very close attention to Errol Spence Jr., and Errol Spence Jr. seems to me as if he is shifting from being somebody that nobody wanted to get in the ring with because he was almost a guaranteed loss and beatdown for not a lot of reward. And eventually, when that changes, there'll be more people that are trying to position themselves to get a bout with him because they'll get paid more money for that beatdown. Right? That's how I see it. But when people talked about and used this word propaganda, I thought, what a better opportunity to show somebody what the P word is. I said it one time already. That intentional misinformation meant to make you believe something that is not true in boxing. And I know that occurs. I've done videos and been paying attention to the business of boxing a lot. I've talked to people. I know people that are in the business of boxing now, thankfully to this channel. And, I'm not going to repeat who it is. I'm not in the media. I'm not interviewing. I'm not doing interviews with people on a regular like that. So it is what it is. However, you don't really need a lot of times, if you watch something long enough, to be able to predict what's happening and understand to large part what's going on. But Anthony Joshua fits, to me, the definition of somebody that gets a lot of propaganda flipped around them to try to make people say things that are not true to make them believe in something. Now, I'm going to start with this numbers right here. Now, I don't have the title of the video of the news article up, but it's a World Boxing News article that came up, and it was entitled something to the effect of Anthony Joshua, Sky Sports pay-per-view, Anthony Joshua, 1966 to present. So in the title, it's meant to give you a historical perspective of pay-per-view and Anthony Joshua and where he exists, where he does since the time of Muhammad Ali, where his pay-per-views and his sales sit, how significant his pay-per-view buys are and it's in the UK clearly, right? In Sky Sports. So, not surprisingly, they come up with numbers, the most important numbers that I'm going to focus on, because they went all the way back to 1966, and there's no need to go back there too, but we can point out what they say here. Do you see where they say Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko right here? Right? I think there should be a yellow, says April 29th, 2017, Anthony Joshua, Vladimir Klitschko, 1,532,000, right? You see that? Then you have another number here. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Conor McGregor, 874,000. Then Carlos Takam, Anthony Joshua, 887,000. Anthony Joshua versus Joseph Parker, 1,457,000, right? So if you had to say, well, where does Anthony Joshua sit as far as pay-per-view stars for the UK? You would have to reasonably assume from these numbers that he was the top pay-per-view draw in the history of UK boxing, right? Because you have Floyd Mayweather Jr. here. He outperformed Floyd Mayweather Jr. He also, I don't have the numbers here, but Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Conor McGregor is the second biggest fight ever, right, in pay-per-views total from what the United States was. And it also did right around or slightly better in the UK than Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao did. And as we know, those are the two biggest fights ever, right? But in the UK, nobody is coming close to Anthony Joshua, right? Since he fought Klitschko, right? 1.5, 1.4, 887. He's beaten Floyd Mayweather every time, right? So what would that tell you? What would the information they're giving you try to tell you? That he's the number one guy. And where did they get it from? Figures were taken from various media reports and sources, plus Broadcasters Audience Research Board. The only problem with all of this is that none of it's that I can guarantee you none of this is accurate. None of it. And I know it's not accurate just because of the last three numbers that I see on every one of these numbers. 000, 000, 000, 000. These are all round numbers. You see that? That's a telltale. Somebody is estimating. They're not giving you the actual numbers. They're just estimating them. They could be rounding up. They could have rounded this guy up, rounded this guy down, right? They could do whatever they want. When you see zeros, you know those are not the real numbers, man. That's like somebody telling you, it's when somebody gives you a round number. You know the number's more than it's a 1 in 10 chance that with these numbers, it's not possible. These are going to have 152, something like that. So that's the first sign when we're talking about something is misleading, the round numbers. And now no source given. Various media reports and sources. What does this mean? Who is that? Who's the media? What are the sources? Plus Broadcasters Audience Research Board. But one thing we know for sure, if this is Sky, it doesn't say Sky Sports here. It doesn't say Sky Sports is giving you these numbers, right? Media reports, sources, broadcasters, audience research. But they don't say the Sky Sports. The name that's at the top of the article gave it. But let's skip to the chase and go to this article, which was written by Matt Christie. I took out his picture, shout out to him, and all of the other stuff around because I don't need any drama around issues with YouTube and commercials and ads, right? So I'm trying to stay within the YouTube guidelines. But what is this? I can tell you this was written in September. I think it was September 7th, right after the Mayweather-McGregor fight. Let's read this. Sky Sports Today told Boxing News that the Mayweather-McGregor event achieved in excess of 1 million buys and has broken the record set in April by Anthony Joshua's titanic victory over Vladimir Klitschko. It also trumps the UK audience for Mayweather's 2015 showdown with Manny Pacquiao. Now, what does this say here again? What's their source? Sky Sports told them that it did over 1 million and broke the record set by Anthony Joshua, which tells you what? Tells you two things. More than likely, number one, it tells you definitely it did more than 1 million pay-per-view buys. Number two, because it's three things. Number three, it tells you that it outperformed Anthony Joshua and Klitschko. And number three, it tells you that more than likely Anthony Joshua Klitschko didn't break 1 million pay-per-view buys. Achieved in excess of 1 million buys and has broken the record set. Now, could be said that, well, maybe they both broke 1 million. But reading it the way, unless you actually see the numbers, it's safe to assume that if Anthony Joshua, they bragged about them breaking 1.1 million, 1 million pay-per-view buys. They didn't brag about the fact that it broke 1.5 million pay-per-view buys. But anyway it goes, this cannot be accurate. Number one, they don't give any sources. They're round numbers. And they have Vladimir Klitschko at 1.532. But they have McGregor at over 600,000 less. Now, if this is true, that it broke the record, right? Sky Sports said that Mayweather-McGregor broke the record and broke the record set by Anthony Joshua. That means that anything in here that is below Anthony Joshua, Vladimir Klitschko, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Conor McGregor also beat, which would include Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker. Interesting thing here as well. They're also trying to tell you that not only did Anthony Joshua Klitschko beat Mayweather McGregor, they're also trying to tell you that Anthony Joshua Charles Takam outperformed Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Conor McGregor in the pay-per-view buys. That right there should tell you that this, whoever wrote this, is full of it, and they're trying to lead you to believe something that is not true. And let's check the sources given by these two people. Again, Sky Sports told Boxing News. Figures were taken. Nobody told this guy, by the way, because it says figures were taken. Not that they asked a question, they say, can you answer this question for me? It's whoever doctored this up, went and tried to pull it from here, there, and other places, slapped them together, and tried to tell you what it was. This, my friend, is what you call the P word. Because here you have a guy, Matt Christie, who put his name on the article, cited his source, and they said that it in excess of $1 million and beat the record. So when people use the word about spreading, hype about Errol Spence Jr. and what people say about him not being true, I challenge you to directly, not indirectly, directly find something like I found looking for a whopping 10 minutes on the propaganda king of boxing, Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, and the crap that they're selling over there to people in the UK. And by the way, I also had a good conversation. Shout out to my man, McGregor Boxing, who did a video about how much they're paying in the UK for this stuff. His boxing budget in Ireland, and if Ireland is in the United Kingdom, it's not, forgive me if I don't get the right numbers, but my man was in Ireland and he had a subscription to BT, to Sky Sports, and to Box Nation. And he said just for this half of the year, so far, he's already spent over $600 in US dollars, $800 US dollars for half of the year to watch boxing in the UK. By the end of the year, if that keeps up, he might wind up spending $1,600 for boxing in the UK. And this, my friend, is how they help sell it. By selling you fights like this and acting like this fight here, Dillian White versus Joseph Parker, is a pay-per-view fight. And of course, we know everything associated with Joshua is bigger than anybody else, because he did over 600,000 more than Floyd Mayweather Jr. did, because what the figures that were taken from various media resources and reports and sources. Anyway, it is what it is, man. Y'all get my point. Some of these dudes are phony as a letter. Phony's a $3 bill. Crooked as a letter Z. And people ain't blind to that. You can point it out. You can see it easy. You don't need behind the scenes access to tell when somebody's lying. All you got to do is listen to them long enough, do a little research, find the contradictions, like this contradiction, where Sky Sports says the Mayweather-McGregor is the biggest pay-per-view event that they ever had. But yet over here, when they're hyping up Anthony Joshua's raggedy fight with Alexander Povetkin, they try to tell you that the top 3 pay-per-view ever in the UK are all the last 3 Anthony Joshua fights, which is just a load of malarkey. Anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.